When you value yourself this much, by kindly say no to others, other people will value you that much, and you will be seen and heard with respect. Hi, my name is Wei-Jen, and if this is your first time visiting my channel, I want to welcome you. So lately I have been experiencing this, which is, for some of you may know, I do have another job, which is I am a performer and I perform in front of the camera most of the time. I have been experiencing that, I was born with this natural talent or gift that is, I'm so good at performing in front of the camera or on stage live, right? Whether it's talking directly to the camera or play a scene, a character with my scene partner in front of the camera, I'm not so afraid of being judged or being seen by strangers. And so that is part of the natural talent I know I have, and I have been having within me for many years since I was a child. However, lately I reflect myself back that, years ago when I was this newbie actress, I had no money, I had no connection, and I had no experience, no skills whatsoever, right? But I knew I wanted to be in front of the camera. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to express different parts of me as a human being that, that has a decent humanity, right? I took a lot of unwanted commitment. I took a lot of unwanted projects or films just to have an opportunity to be seen and being heard. And so with that being said, I didn't really value my true talent. I didn't really value the natural gift that I was born with. I knew, I want that opportunity, but I wasn't very clear about my intention and my motivation. So many times in the past, what happened with me is that I would say yes to many different projects, productions, even a lot of them, they're unpaid, they're voluntary, and they're time consuming. I would still say yes. And because I wasn't very clear with my intention and the motivation and even the meaning that I gave to my decision or, the action that I took to get myself involved into this project, right? I wasn't that clear. I started to have a lot of hidden resentment and anger that started slowly but gradually firing up inside me. And at the same time, I was so afraid to express that because I was this newbie actress, and I felt myself was very easily being replaced, right? So I just ended up, I hated myself and I hated what I was doing for other people. That is my point. And then I think it wasn't until the last couple years, I started my spiritual awakening journey and the personal transformation journey. I really see how other people, they notice my talent. I'm really good at, performing in front of the camera. And then also I started to write my own story. I started to write my own film and then producing my own film. And other people, they notice that and they want to invite me to be a part of it. However, still, there can be an opportunity that, that is asking me to, get myself involved freely. And at this stage, I acknowledge and I notice, I'm very aware, I am not that newbie actress anymore. I have a choice and I have a permission and I can choose, to say no with kindness and appreciation to other people. I thank them for noticing my talent and for spending their time, energy to get to know me, to get to know my performance and my work, right? But that does not mean I owe anybody anything. That does not mean that, I get to say yes guaranteedly if I if there as that is the only option, because other people uh they prize my gift, right? They give me compliment. No, no. And then when I say no, I really mean it. And this is also another thing that I learned today is that, mean what we say and say what we mean. If you say no, you really mean no. And you can say it with kindness. You don't have to be snobbish about it. Uh, I also don't have to think that I'm better than the other people. No. So that is something that I want to share with you today, is that my point is there's always one thing, at least one thing. There's got to be one thing that we were born naturally, that we are so good at it. That is a gift to us, and that is within us. But many times, a lot of people tend to forget that we have this gift or undervalue that talent or that gift. And so I want to, be aware of the gift that I have within me today and not give my gift easily and freely when I know that, I have my limit. We all got 24/7. Nobody is getting any less. Nobody is getting any more, right? 24/7. So I have to be very conscious about how do I contribute with my talent and my gift. So for example, I'm recording this video, right? I am giving my gift on this video and with my time, with my energy, with my intention, right? And that is something that I don't want to give this gift to somewhere else. That's my point. Now, you may wonder that, okay, Wei-Jen, I know we all have gift and we have a choice to say no to other. But what if, but life doesn't always go la la land, doesn't always go the way we want. And life doesn't always give us, many options that we can choose. Sometimes there are circumstances that we must make this commitment. For example, like some people, they have to take this job because at that moment there is no other options, and yet at the same time the stake is so high. They may be a single mom, single parent, or they have a family member who's very sick that they have to take care of it, right? Or they have to raise the kid, or they have to pay their debts back, right? There's a sense of urgency that they have to make this commitment. So you maybe wonder, how can you navigate, right? How can you navigate during this, this journey that you're about to make this commitment that you have no desire and you are not willing to make a commitment whatsoever, right? And so here is the experience that I want to share with you, because I have been in that position before. I was this newbie actress and nobody know me. My family, I didn't come from a family, where my parents, they are A-list, movie stars, or I don't know many people in the industry. So many times I had to, make unwanted commitments in order to sustain my career, right? So what I learn, experience, and grow is that when we realize that we have to make some certain unwanted commitment, we have to ask ourselves a question. And this question is that, what is my intention, motivation, or meaning do I want to choose for this desirable but necessary choice that I'm about to make? Because I have a urgent things that I have to take care of. What is the intention, motivation, or meaning do I want to choose for this undesirable but necessary choice that I'm about to make? When you ask yourself this crucial question, you will have a couple options that comes to you, and you get to choose one. So to give you an example, now if I see there is a project coming to me, right, and I notice myself that I don't have a desire to get myself involved into this project, but I do have a external current reality that I have to take this project, then I will ask myself, okay, Wei-Jen, you have to take this project because you got to pay your bill next month, right? And this project, even though I don't want to do that, but it pays well, right? Then I have to ask myself, what am I doing this for? Is this for money? Is this for connection, networking? Or is this for relationship? Or is this for my skill, my experience that I can put on my resume, right? Because when people they see this on my resume, it makes their eyes become wider or bigger. Right? But my point is that finding that crucial motivation and intention or the meaning that you choose that will serve you to make this undesirable or unwanted commitment. So that is my point. I also want to share with you guys, which is when we find an intention, motivation, or a meaning for this undesirable or unwanted job or commitment, right? Our mind is a very tricky thing. Once we make that certain intention or motivation for this undesirable commitment, right? Our mind automatically will start to focus on the intention, motivation, or the meaning that we choose for this undesirable commitment. So when you know your intention, motivation, even though this is undesirable, unwanted job or relationship, right? You still create a greater focus on the things that you want to gain, right? And which will also help you to pay less attention on the things that you don't like or you don't want to have. Tony Robbins once says that we can always find things to complain and to feel unsatisfied, right? We can always find what goes wrong. But at the same time, we can also find what goes right or what goes well, or what are the things that we can be grateful for it, right? And so it's an option, and we all have that permission to choose, even though the external reality may not be something that we prefer to be or to have, or the object or the job offer may not be something that we prefer to have. And even many times, we may not even we may not feel like we want to take this commitment, right? But there's always a way to switch our gear, to switch our mindset, and find a way to navigate in this hardship. And that is at my point that I want to share with you guys, is that we can always make a choice and give a different meaning to the things that we don't want to have. Like maybe some of you may know from my previous video, I'm currently in a rough patch with my husband. We're having a marriage crisis, right? And he wants to get divorced. I could take this thing as, this is very devastating. This is a crisis and I'm a victim, blah, blah, blah. Right? But I have been very aware, and I have already made my, conscious choices that I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be compassionate and vulnerable and loving kind in this marriage, because that's how I want to be remembered, regardless, how many curveballs that I have been thrown by my husband, right? Or other people, they throw it at me, right? I still have an option to choose, what does this mean to me? And in this case, I decided that my intention and the motivation to go through this marriage, to be in this marriage just for today, I take it one day at a time, is to discover myself, to learn about myself, and then also to learn about my partner as well. And then learn how can I be grateful, even though, things doesn't always go the way that I want to be, right? How can I still be grateful for it? Because that is an attractive version that I want to create it for myself. Nobody can create it for me, but only me, right? So when I focus on, that version looks like, being loving kind, being independent, right? Emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, right? Um, being vulnerable, being authentic, that looks very attractive to me. And so that is the intention that I set, in this marriage, at least, like I said, one day at a time, right? At least for today, right? Um, yeah. So I guess, that's all I want to say today. Focus on what goes well and what goes right, and what can we be, grateful for it, right? Choose the meaning consciously, because that is going to impact and affect your thought, your feeling, and then also that will generate a different outcome, different experience. So you have that permission and the power to choose that, regardless the external reality. So that's all I want to share with you today. I hope you find this video is valuable to you. If you feel this is helpful to you, feel free to like my video, share my video, and even leave some comments on my video, because I like to stay connected with you guys, and even subscribe my channel. Thank you again for watching my video, and then I will see you in the next video. Namaste.